It was a rainy Friday evening, and Elena Carter was staring at her reflection in the mirror. To the world, she was a powerful millionaire CEO, the head of a thriving real estate empire, a woman who made boardrooms fall silent the moment she entered. But behind the tailored suit, flawless makeup, and expensive jewelry, Elena was just a single mom who had spent years hiding her loneliness. Since her divorce 3 years ago, she had poured herself into work and her daughter, refusing to let love back into her life. Yet tonight, against her better judgment, she was about to step into something she hadn't dared to try in years. A blind date. Her best friend Melissa had begged her to give it a chance. "Elena, you need someone who sees you, not just your bank account or your last name. Trust me, this one's different." Different. The word echoed in her mind as she slipped into her dress. She expected another polished businessman, someone with rehearsed charm and hungry eyes fixed on her fortune. But when she walked into the cozy Italian restaurant downtown, she froze. At a corner table sat a man in a simple shirt, his hands folded nervously, his shoes worn but clean. He stood when he saw her, his smile shy but warm. "I'm Daniel," he said. She blinked. Daniel wasn't a banker. He wasn't a lawyer. He wasn't polished. And when the conversation slowly unfolded, she learned the truth. He worked as a janitor at a local elementary school. For a moment, Elena felt the walls inside her rise. A janitor. This had to be some kind of joke. But then he said something that stopped her. "I almost didn't come. I thought someone like you would laugh if you knew the truth. But I promised myself a long time ago I'd never lie to make someone like me. This is who I am." There was something in his honesty, in his quiet dignity, that disarmed her. He didn't try to impress her. He asked about her daughter, about her favorite books, about what made her laugh. He listened, truly listened, in a way no one in her world of endless meetings and superficial admiration ever did. One date turned into 2, then 3. Elena found herself looking forward to his calls, his little notes, his simple but thoughtful gestures. Daniel would bring her daughter Lily paper flowers he folded during his lunch breaks. He would fix squeaky doors in her house without being asked. He would walk beside her, never trying to overshadow her, never asking for more than her time. But the real challenges soon came crashing in. Her board of directors caught wind of her relationship. "Elena, this is a disaster for the company's image," one sneered. "A CEO seen with a janitor. Shareholders won't like this. He doesn't belong in your world." Even her ex-husband, who had abandoned her years ago, mocked her. So the great Elena Carter couldn't find anyone except a man who cleans floors. "You're embarrassing yourself." The word stung. But what hurt most was Lily coming home from school one day, tears in her eyes. "Mummy, kids are saying you're dating the janitor. They laughed at me." Elena looked at Daniel, torn between love and the brutal weight of judgment. She saw the pain in his eyes, the way he carried shame not because of who he was, but because of how the world treated his work. And that night, she almost ended it. She almost told him it was easier to walk away. But then Daniel did something that changed everything. He sat with Lily at the kitchen table and told her, "Do you know why I love my job? Because every morning I make sure your school is clean so you and your friends can learn without distraction. Every hallway I sweep is so you can walk safely. There's no shame in working hard to make someone else's life better." Lily's tears dried as she looked at him with new eyes. "So you're like a hero who protects us." Daniel smiled. "Something like that." And Lena's heart broke and healed all at once. She realized then that love wasn't about status or wealth or the whispers of judgment. Love was about character, about honesty, about the way someone made you feel safe, understood and seen. So when the next board meeting came and a director sneered about her unfit partner, Elena stood tall. "Yes, I am dating a janitor. A man who works harder than anyone in this room, who shows my daughter more kindness than her own father ever did, and who loves me for me, not my money. If that's an embarrassment, then I'll gladly wear it with pride." The room fell silent. For the first time, Elena realized she didn't need to bend to anyone's expectations. She was strong enough to live by her own heart. Months later, Daniel proposed in the most unexpected way. Not with a diamond ring, not in some grand ballroom, but in the school garden where he worked. Surrounded by flowers Lily had planted, he knelt on one knee and said, "I don't have riches to give you, Elena, but I promise you honesty, loyalty, and love for the rest of my life." Her answer was simple. "That's all I ever wanted." Their wedding was small, intimate, filled with laughter and tears of joy. The whispers never stopped completely. Some people still judged. But Alina no longer cared. She had found what money could never buy: a love that was real, a family built on trust and kindness. And every time she walked into a boardroom, she carried Daniel's words with her. There is no shame in working hard to make someone else's life better. 2T final message for viewers: sometimes true love comes from the most unexpected places. This story reminds us that status, money, and appearances mean nothing compared to honesty, loyalty, and kindness. So tell me in the comments, would you choose love over society's judgment? Have you ever met someone who changed your view of what really matters in life? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget, if this story touched your heart, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Be Kind Always for more inspiring stories that remind us what truly matters.